Serious. It's true.
It's fucking funny.
She had her house decorated day after Thanksgiving.
Really?
Yeah. Welcome into the Recipe Podcast, Celebrity Secrets to a Successful Life. I'm your host, Chef Charles Carroll. What a great day, what a great show we have for you today. This is the unplugged version of the recipe, and we are recording straight from the North Pole. See this blue screen? This is from the North Pole. So
it's
damn,
chilly.
it's cold in here. So Aaron's got a sweatshirt on, and we're fucking cold. And yeah, it's a blue Christmas. So we welcome everybody into our Christmas episode here, and we got the Scrooge here. Are you the Scrooge? Say hey.
Good morning.
Yeah, because we know that you hate Christmas. We know that. So Ebenezer,
He hates it too?
did you know that? What?
Isn't he the same person?
Well, what's the the Scrooge's name, right?
Ebenezer Scrooge.
Yeah.
Ebenezer Scrooge.
Ebenezer.
but he-
Ebenezer from
yeah.
work.
Yeah.
I was like, that makes sense.
So Ebenezer. So Scrooge is here. Good to see you. You doing okay?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you're in Happy Land now, aren't you?
Mm-hmm.
Would you like to tell the audience why?
Well, I'm just happy in general. Nah, I'm moving to a new job.
Yeah, congrats, man. We're gonna miss the shit out of you in our workplace.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like Aaron said, I'll just stop by and be like, hey, what's going on?
And then take a tour and hug everybody. And,
Nah, dude, I'm not doing that.
So what are you gonna miss the most about your old job that you're leaving behind?
family meal.
I don't know. You get used to the routines. The routine's important, I think. I mean, walking into the kitchen and doing the same exact thing every single time.
Your oatmeal and your
Exactly.
coffee and, yeah.
Exactly. It's such
You
an
knew that, right?
Yeah, it's very exact, and that's part of my rhythm. I'll say the same thing. People think probably like, this guy have to say the same thing every morning, and the answer is yes. So yeah, just the routine. You have to create a new routine with different people, and you always think to yourself, it's like, I'm not going to be able to work with a team that's funnier than this,
Right. And you may not be able to act up as much in front of all these suits. But anyway.
I think about that, but I'm like, I'm not worried.
Yeah, you'll change it.
I always figure a way
you'll
to break
change
in
it.
that way.
Yeah.
I've proven that one.
We'll talk more about that. But the Bobbit's back in town. How you doing, Bobbit?
What's up?
You all in the Christmas spirit?
I am.
You are, yeah. I see you. It's some decorations going up, I think, at one point, and you got a new puppy.
I got a cute
A new
pupper.
puppy. And what brought that on?
Actually, my cousin brought his dog over, and then the next day I went and got one because they were having Black Friday sales. And so I got a full
2 for
purebred.
one?
Well, no, it was like a purebred beagle,
Wow.
like for $400 off. So
$400 off?
yeah,
Why are beagles? Are they that expensive?
Dogs are
It's a
dogs
beagle.
are really expensive,
especially purebreds.
purebreds.
Yeah.
But it's a
And
beagle.
You know he's gonna bark like crazy.
He actually just started like trying to bark, but it's like this like muffled oof kind of
That's
like
cute.
it's really cute. It's like baby noises.
One of my
right
buddies
now.
has a one of those dogs, and the damn thing just acts like a pain in the ass and chews up everything. And it's an older dog. He still chews. Do they keep doing that, or is that just his dog?
Just
Maybe
his dog.
just his dog.
Yeah.
I mean, because he likes my necklace, but that's about it. And like he likes to eat my hair too. But
Christians like that every once in a while. Like to eat people's hair. But,
Yeah.
Monica,
Like online, when I'm online, it's the best.
Monica, how are you?
Good.
Everything's good?
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. So you excited for Christmas? We're going to get it. What? Not really? No?
Sure.
Yeah. All right. We'll get into that a little bit too. Jay,
You like
do-
to keep it all even.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jay, how you doing?
All right.
Yeah. You excited for the Christmas Christmas time? Brand new family.
Yeah.
Look, he looks like he's
Did
posing
you
for
get
a
gifts
picture.
for all your kids?
I pretty much bought everything for everybody except my real family. Back home.
He looks like that guy was on what was that? Was it Alf, the guy on the neighbor? No,
I don't remember
No.
that guy.
Aaron, how you doing, brother?
Great.
Yeah, school's coming to an end. Kids
Yeah.
are in test mode, right?
Yeah, just a few exams and then we're done.
And just like skating out of there.
Mm-hmm.
You know that Aaron just passes everybody because he won't have to deal with the paperwork. Did you know that?
No, he can't do that.
Well, I don't pass everybody, but yeah, it is a real pain. They really punish you if you let a student fail. So I mean, because then you have to see them again next year, and then you have to fill out all this paperwork, and they tell you, oh yeah, you can, teachers can assign whatever grades they feel is appropriate or whatever. The principal can never tell you to change a grade or anything. That's a big no-no. And I think it's because of sports and stuff, because these schools have a good sports team, and then they want you to pass a player. So now nobody can tell you what to do with your grades.
But the principal can't give you sign languages or look at you sternly or like push a test back to you and
Yeah, of course.
say it without saying it.
It's yeah. I mean,
Code.
it's it's just like anything else. It's like I don't know, like Harvey Weinstein. Like you don't have to do anything, but you want this role, don't you?
Bro, speaking of
Yeah.
Harvey, did you see the guy? He's on a walker now. Did you see that? All of a
Taking
sudden
a toll
now,
on him.
yeah, all of a sudden now he's not healthy. Did you see
Stress.
this? Huh?
It's the stress from the mess he made.
Is he in jail?
Yeah.
He is in jail.
He is?
I mean, they show him in handcuffs and stuff, so I think
Damn.
he is locked up. But then I think he violated something, so he had to pay an extra bond. So maybe they let him out on
I thought he had to pay.
Parole.
Just pay.
So it says the headlines now are saying that he doesn't want to pay any of the women, and he's walking around in a walker. Like, come on, fucking dude. You like 2 months ago, you were running all over the place and jumping on women, and now he's on a walker because he's in jail for a month. So I don't know. I thought that was kind of strange. Doing the what do you call it? What was his name? Cosby.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, Cosby. All of a sudden,
But Cosby was really old.
he
yeah.
was old. I mean,
Yeah.
but all of a sudden,
He's still alive, right?
yeah,
yeah.
But he's in jail?
I don't. Think,
Yeah, he's in jail.
Is he in jail?
For
I think
basically the
so.
rest of his life?
Yeah.
I mean,
Really?
Yeah.
Not long.
As soon as he went in jail, all of a sudden now he has to be escorted around because he's like really blind.
Yeah.
People are like,
Bill Cosby in jail, dude.
yeah, yeah,
What does the world
the
come
king,
to?
the king,
That's the guy who raised us.
yeah, the king of the world, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, well, anyway, so there we have. We're gonna talk about some Christmas stuff. But Bob, what do you got in the middle of the table there? You want to tell us what you did there?
Somebody ate my orange. It was gonna be
Somebody
orange
ate your orange.
cranberry
Oh, I gotcha.
muffins, but it's lemon cranberry.
Christian, you okay with that? Are you bummed
Yeah.
about the orange or?
I didn't know about it. So I'm
Okay,
all
so
right.
you're right. All right, you guys can dive into those if you like. So Christian, I want to get back to this. How you like systems and organizations and doing the same thing all the time. How do you explain your desk, if that's the case?
I don't know. It's a contradiction. It really is. But I also I like using the computer and stuff. I think that more things I put on the screen, the less stuff I get done because I'm working on multiple things like spinning plates, but you really never stop spinning plates. So I like to keep, if I can, one thing on the screen, and then I prefer the paper underneath. You know what I mean? Like I'm not turned on by, okay, give me 4 screens or give me 5 screens. I think that's going to jack people's brains up over time and their eyes as well. So
We're just happy with 2.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
it. That's it. No, I have one.
Oh, really? I thought you had
No,
2.
no, I have
Oh,
one.
okay.
I have
One
one.
for your email and then one for your.
So how are you gonna clean
No,
up
I
the
have one.
desk?
Yeah, because
Like where are you gonna put everything?
I've been thrown. I got a bin, and then no, like a bin, like a hanging folder bin,
I saw that.
and I labeled all the hanging for each distributor. And then I went up through the desk and I'm looking through tasting notes and I'm putting them away. And there's another file called the banquet file. Before I leave, we're gonna rewrite the banquet list. That's what we've been working on, collecting tasting notes. So I have another file that's just the whole banquet. So now I've gotten 80% of the stuff off the desk, and now there's some stuff that it's only the miscellaneous that'll slow me down. Then I'll grab those and separate those out. But anybody would ask, well, why would you keep those? Those are tasting notes from the last 4 years, potentially. Plus, I have some in a cabinet. People don't know my cabinet's full with filed stuff as well. And the reason I do this, I'm moving on to a distributor. Let's just say brands move around all the time. If we go and chase down a winery that's through another distributor, I can go back and look at like recent tasting notes. Who else at my distributor is going to have that information about that wine? Because they were working at this place that they don't get access to that wine. They don't sell that wine. So that gives me an edge at my job because I'm like, oh, we're going to get that new, don't worry, I know that book inside and out. I can help the team know about it. I have tasting notes and I have, actual notes on each one of those wineries.
Wow.
That's like the main thing where people say, "Oh, I'll just throw those out." I don't, because when I go back and look at them, I also get a feeling of like how they operate, like how the winery operates year after year, how consistent they are, regardless of weather or climate and things like that, or if there's a different winemaker, if it's just a quality vineyard site. Then I see a strain through all my tasting notes. I'm looking through 12 years of tasting notes from Pei or some other winery. It's like they changed the winemaker midway through. The wine's always been tasted exactly the same. So then you say that's a great vineyard site.
I was just thinking like once you leave, they're going to be able to put like 3 more employees in there. They're going to be able to fit 3 more in there because of all the shit that you had everywhere.
We're all squeezed in there. That came up in like the interview process for the new person coming on, where I was like, it's going to take a very special person to be able to office in here and still get stuff done. Because they have 6 of us stuffed in one office. You think about that, you share an office with one person. If you guys don't have a rhythm that makes sense, you're not going to get anything done.
Yeah, it's got that.
If you have somebody behind you who's like, hey, I want to ask you, like, you told me I needed to do this. And it's like, hey, they're telling us we need to get this menu, like, every 5 minutes.
Yeah,
you'd be
yeah,
like, I can't do anything.
It sucks when people walk in the office all the time.
That's what we have Chris for.
Yeah.
Why?
To ask him questions and stuff.
Except like days like yesterday, like there's a million people in the office all the time. But
Oh,
anyway.
yeah.
Yeah, and when it's an active day like that, it's like, how can you guys get anything done? It's like, we got new visitors. All right, turn around.
Yeah.
Because I feel bad when I go in there, but I'm gonna go in there. I'm gonna hit you with some content. when do I go in there and just
when you
waste
need
your time?
when you need a menu tomorrow, usually.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. But I'm saying like that's what keeps it exciting. You know what I mean? It's like we need to get things done today.
Yeah. Well. So so moving on to a new gig, and you're somewhat excited about it.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's different, but like
Is your
gets
desk
my
gonna look like
gets
it
my
does
mind.
now?
Honestly, this is the real fact of it. This particular job, at least for my first year or two, is going to be so moving around. I don't want to. I don't have any reason to have to spend too much time at a desk because my duties aren't attached particularly to that. I'll be looking at things, but it's things that I could look at on the move. But I'm going to be just driving ideas, and like, okay, let's say you're one of the salespeople, and you don't even know me that well. I just came on, and it's like 2 weeks later, like you're on a work with. That means you're with a supplier, and we show up to the first appointment, and it's 11 o'clock appointment. You get there at 10:55, and I'm there as well. Oh, how you doing? I'm the regional director for sales or whatever. You haven't had a chance to meet me, but I'm gonna sit in on some of your stuff, on some of your tastings. When it's done, I'll personally call you the next day and give you a recap, just to you. I don't have to tell your manager or anything like that. I just want to talk to you and say, these are the things I think you should work on. You probably should have showed up. Should have been there on time for the first one, or maybe don't make the lunch go on so long. Or whatever comment I have for you, I'm gonna give it just to you, and that's gonna make you think like, he's not all over me. He's not all over my manager. However, he wants to get in there to give me tips on how to be more effective in my job, which is gonna make me more money. What kind of boss is gonna come and say, I'm gonna help you make more money. I'm gonna put more money in your pocket without giving you a raise. You're gonna get it yourself. So that's the idea behind.
Yeah, you go in there like, I'm here to support you.
Yeah. No, I don't have to say anything. Just the act of doing it. That's the point. When people are like, I'm gonna be your mentor. I'm gonna do the right thing. It's like, forget all that. You don't get to choose who you're gonna mentor. That the minute you make that decision, you're forcing it on someone. You're forcing it on someone to say, yeah, you're the person I want to learn from. I appreciate it when somebody rolls through and they feel early on, I don't know if I can jive with this guy or learn stuff from this guy. I might by default, but I'm not really into how he talks about things, or I'm not really into learning in that way. He's a different person than I am. So I appreciate when somebody's good about that and just makes it very clear, because I'm not even asking. If something happens, that's up to you, because I have to do my job. But if my job involves having to do this often, then I'm gonna take it more seriously. Because you gotta work, you gotta get your work done.
And Bobby, your job's going all right?
Pretty good.
Yeah.
There's only 3 of us, so
How much stuff are you making?
we make all of our breads. Pretty much, we make just about everything except our cookies from scratch, and it goes to 12 different outlets. Well, more than that. That's just in my building, 12 different outlets. But in total, it'll go to about 8,000 people.
I was gonna say I thought there was 5,000 in that campus. No, there's more.
There's 8. I mean, it's built to support 10, but right now we're about 8.5.
God damn. So there's
a lot of people.
There's 10 different restaurants there?
In my building, there's about 12.
Do they have to pay for the food?
Yeah.
Yeah. What about
Yeah.
cheap prices?
No, it's actually
It's real prices?
Yeah. Yeah.
And do you get incentivized, like if sales start to kick up?
I don't know yet. Right now we're just trying to like get acclimated and try and make things better because there was no consistency, and that was one of the biggest things that's still driving me crazy because they'll be like, hey, we want this, but just make it however you want to make it, and it's like that doesn't make sense, because what if somebody likes your recipe better or somebody likes my recipe better, and then they come back and get it a second time, but it's totally different and it's not what they want. You know what I mean? So there's just a lot of things that I'm trying to.
So it's 3 of you in the shop.
Mm-hmm.
Are you in charge? Who's in charge? The exec chef?
Nobody really.
That's
it's
weird,
just
huh?
we all work together. So it's pretty good. I mean, I'll do some paperwork, but for the most part, we're all.
It's called communism.
So, Aaron, you excited for the holidays?
Yeah, of course.
What's the holidays like in your family?
I mean, pretty busy. I'm not a big fan of. For me, Christmas starts on the 24th. I mean, that's when the Christmas season begins, and you got your 12 days of Christmas. But normally, what's been happening is by the time you get to the 24th, at least for me, I'm just so sick of it all, already. And then it's hard to. And then the 26th, you expect everyone to just put everything away. But that's when Christmas actually begins.
Yeah.
I don't know, when I was younger, my mom used to work a lot during Christmas, and sometimes New Year's and different holidays. She's a nurse, right? So we sort of grew up with this attitude that anytime the family's together is a special day. So sometimes, my brother will come in, my parents and me, and the 4 of us are together, and it's a Tuesday night or whatever. It just happens to be a random night, but we'll say, you know what? Let's get some good steaks. Let's get some, let's do something, and then we'll cook a meal and have a great time together as a family. And sometimes we'll sit outside and we'll be eating our salad while we have some oysters on the grill or whatever, right? We just try to have a good time and make just any moment special. So for us, a particular day is not necessarily the important thing, like the stress of, we have to go and get gifts and stuff. Like my dad told me, he said, yeah, I just went and bought a bunch of stuff, and if you could just reimburse me for some of that, then that'll be my gift. I was like, fine, great, just tell me how much. That makes my life easier, because gifts are, with family, it can be sometimes a pain because you buy someone something and they don't want it and they don't use it. So it's way better, much more efficient,
That's why I always leave the receipt in there, so just take it back if you want. So
Yeah.
you guys do your tree on the 25th? You ever heard that?
Yeah.
Did we talk about that last year?
I don't know
Tree.
what the hell that means.
When do you have your tree?
I'm not much of a tree person myself.
No, but I mean, when do you open the gifts?
Oh, yeah, probably like the 24th. Maybe like the 24th or 25th or... I don't know.
Really? There's no like thing? Sometimes 24th, sometimes 25th? Isn't that weird? Like, what are you gonna do this year?
Yes, I mean...
When you gonna open it?
Okay, well, so this year... this year I'm going to California, and I'm leaving on the 25th because that's the cheapest time.
I hate flying on Christmas. Man, keep going.
And I've always wanted to fly on Christmas because I've seen so many movies where people are like flying on Christmas Day.
because it sucks.
And they're like, oh man, this is miserable.
Don't you
and
watch
like,
Hallmark? Yeah,
You
it's
want to do
terrible.
that?
Yeah, well, and then you go up to the counter and everyone's miserable, and then the lady at the counter is wearing a little hat,
Yeah,
little
yeah,
I
Santa
think
hat.
that's so put on, dude. I think it's so put on.
I think it'll be so cool.
I hate traveling. I did it once. I'll never do it again.
Well, and
Really?
it's cheaper.
Yeah.
It's cheaper because everyone hates it. So
I
it's-
can care less.
You look at the prices and it's like,
Yeah,
oh,
just go
25th.
whenever.
Yeah.
I guess somebody who's new to the country or whatever, they would look at the schedule and say, wow, this 25th, it's a cheap day to fly. All right, let's fly on that day. And so I'm going to do that, but I'm going to make a very tight schedule. So like when I'm in LA, there's a couple things I want to do, like some art museums, maybe a couple restaurants, and then there's and that'll probably take up most of the time.
So why are you going out there? Just for vacation?
Yeah, just
Yourself?
just to hang out. Well, I'm going to spend some time with Christian. He's got family there in San Diego, so we're gonna.
Are you going out there too?
Mhm.
You flying on
Yeah.
the 25th?
On 24th.
The whole family, I guess.
Yeah.
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 And the dog.
No, Doug's staying behind
Oh,
this
really?
time.
Okay.
Yeah, that's why we went short.
Oh, it's a companion dog, right? Don't you need?
It doesn't matter.
You need
it's
a dog.
a pain. It's a pain.
To fly, you have a doctor's note that says that your dog can come.
My,
on.
yeah, Jill does. Yeah,
Yeah.
she does.
Wow. All right, so you guys gonna be together for the holidays?
Yeah, dude. We're doing that in California.
We're
Oh,
gonna
that's cool.
cook up a feast.
All
Yeah,
right.
I got a
do.
place with a decent kitchen. If it's not, we'll figure it out.
We got one of those. What do you call them?
Airbnb.
Airbnb. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's nice. It's real nice. And it's right near where my sister's place is in San Diego.
Oh wow. How many days?
4.
How what's that cost you?
Shit, I don't know. All in? Oh, the Airbnb?
Yeah.
I think I paid a good price. 4 days, maybe $700. And it's got 3 bedrooms. You know what I mean? And it's right on the beach, right in Mission Beach.
Wow.
Yeah, like we'll be right on the
Pretty
beach.
cheap.
We're not even.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're not even renting a car. We're just gonna Uber everywhere.
I've been preparing because I know it's a little bit, it might be a little cold there, right?
Yeah,
Jump
we're gonna
in
be right on
water,
the ocean.
It'll be cold, so I did some cryotherapy the other day. I'm trying to acclimate my body, so because I want to wake up in the morning and jump in the ocean and swim
So
around.
you've been taking cold showers just to make sure you're prepared.
Yeah,
That's
it's,
I see that. I see that's what you do.
and it actually works. You
yeah,
know,
yeah.
You gotta get the body used to it.
yeah, the shock.
They say that
Shocking.
like end your shower with cold water, and
Yeah.
and it's good for you.
Oh,
Did you know
really?
that?
Immune system.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
for good for your endocrine system, your immune system, and it's good for your. And it's a really scary thing to do, like to wake up as soon as your alarm clock rings at 5 a.m, jump in an ice cold shower. That is like it takes a
Well,
lot.
I don't know if they're ice cold, but to go in there warm and then end with cold, and then get the blood flowing like crazy, and it wakes you up.
Well, I start and end with cold, and sometimes just
Oh.
do the whole thing with cold.
Shit.
It's good. So that way, it's you got the fluctuation. What we call the diurnal. What do you call it?
Diurnal difference.
Diurnal difference.
Hey, so
or something.
the when I was like 15 years old, I went away to school in Chile, and we had a buddy, like one of the guys. There was like a lot of rich kids that went to this school, and this one buddy of mine, Kopi. Ever told this story?
Oh yeah, Kopi.
Kopi had
That's not the guy you beat up for the.
no,
okay,
hell
sorry.
no. This guy was like a lifelong friend. And Kopi's house, I mean, he had these huge Argentine dogs that would be like look like half mangled sometimes from like because they would kill robbers. That's like if you're rich in Chile, people are trying to break into your place all the time. And so these dogs were walking around, and we get up to the top, and he had the pool, and next to it a sauna house. So it would be like pretty winterish. I mean, it doesn't get as cold as New York, but or maybe even here. When it gets really cold, no, it gets colder than here. Anyway, we go in the sauna with like our friends and our girlfriends, just like a group of people, boys and girls. We get in a sauna and get as hot as you possibly could, and open it and go jump in his pool.
Yeah.
And
Oh, yeah.
and I'm talking, it's like getting into like a thing of ice cubes. We get the blood flowing,
Yeah.
and then your body would get so used to it, you'd be outside just hanging out by the pool. It's like people would be driving by, and far away you could see this like kids running around the pool. It's like freezing. We're like on the side of a mountain. But the good part of that is like sometimes people could handle it less, but your heart's going like boom, boom, boom.
Yeah.
You wouldn't care. You'd just start hugging somebody. So it was like a good way to
Ooh.
like
Sounds very.
yeah, it was like a good way to like get comfortable with the girls.
It's very
Or-
Scandinavian, by the way. You know that,
It is.
right?
That's
Yeah.
what they would do, right?
Yeah. They go in the sauna, and then you get out of the sauna, and you jump in the snow.
Yeah, I've seen a
yeah.
movie that they did that. They were in the sauna and they just ran in the snow and then jumped in.
It feels amazing. But I was 15. I think if I did that, I'd be imagine you kill yourself doing that? No, but your heart can handle it.
It's good to get the blood flowing, going. So yeah, well, so you're gonna have your gifts on the 25th, maybe. No, you're flying on the 25th. So probably the 24th. Your family's gonna have some gifts.
Yeah. I mean, I'm cooking a dinner for another family on the 24th.
Just some random family, or
Yeah, it was some family that I work
yeah.
for. And
Okay.
they hire me to cook.
Oh wow.
To cook for special occasions and stuff, and so that'll be kind of exciting on the 24th.
What are you cooking?
Oh, I don't know yet. Probably something normal.
Goose,
Yeah, a Christmas goose with some little
lingonberries.
Of course, I like the Christmas spices. I've talked about them a lot, right? So get a nice little Christmas goose, maybe a goose duckin. Get a goose and stuff a duck in there. That'll be unexpected.
And then put some foie in there. Yeah, that'd be fun.
Oh yeah.
Or a turducken if you want to go really crazy.
A turducken, yeah.
Turducken.
Yeah. Yeah, but then you got to debone the. Yeah. No,
Yeah, that's
just
a lot.
Yeah, can't imagine.
Turkey, chicken, and duck. What about you, Monica? So she actually asked me what day Christmas was on the other day.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I always forget.
It's true. 24th, 25th is a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we like celebrated on Christmas Eve. We
Me
don't
too.
celebrate on
That's a
Christmas Day.
Hispanic thing, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, we would always, as kids, that's when you would get your gifts.
And get hammered,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that too.
right?
On
Yeah.
that eggnog.
You talk to the guys. You ever talk to the guys, the waiters, and listen to their stories about Christmas?
Hell
It's
no.
fucking hilarious.
They're all mental cases.
Yeah. I mean, if you get them all together, like, all those guys that sit down and have lunch with them, God, I'm crying laughing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My dad's family, like, they go all out.
Hmm.
But they're in Mexico, so.
Yeah.
So what are you gonna do this year then?
I don't know. I got invited somewhere, and then
Ah.
I got disinvited, and then.
Sounds confusing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. All right. Well, you have to figure that out. Who's cooking on Christmas? Anybody? Or
I don't know.
all right. Well, I hope that works out. All right, Bob. It made me feel good now about having real Christmas plans.
We usually like smoke at least 3 turkeys.
I thought that was going somewhere else.
No, my dad will smoke turkeys, and we make pretty much everything. But Christmas is usually pretty casual. Thanksgiving is usually like a tight schedule because everybody comes to our house first, and then they'll go to their in-laws.
Like
And
78 people.
More like
68.
30 to 50, depending on how
Yeah.
many people
Wow.
are actually going to be around. But 30 to 40 is like a solid number. But Christmas, like, we do our own thing, and then it's kind of like a late afternoon, come over if you want. This is when we're eating, bring something kind of thing. So,
All right.
yeah.
And Jay's got like 3 families now. Huh, Jay?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So are you excited this year? This is a whole new thing for you, right? It's
Yeah,
good-
the kids are like
Wired?
excited like
Yeah.
for Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
They, like never experienced all the stuff we do. It's a big party.
Thanksgiving?
Cook outside, fried turkey, gumbo, and everything.
That was Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Or this is
well,
going to be Christmas.
Christmas we'll probably cook a huge gumbo outside.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Are you going to be here in Houston?
No, in Louisiana.
Oh, you are going to go?
Yeah.
You taking the whole clan?
Yeah. That's like what we did for
Ah.
Thanksgiving.
All right. So you're going to take your gifts and all that stuff there? Or you're going to open gifts
We're
here?
gonna open them before we leave.
Yeah.
Some of them and bring some there to
Yeah.
open with everybody. It's always a party, a big party.
Yeah. Mom do the cooking?
My mom kind of just cooks side dishes, but my brother-in-law does most of the cooking.
Hmm.
He's very good.
Do you hate your brother-in-law? No. You like him? That's good. Well, good, man. That's a whole thing now with the family, and yeah, it's cool. I'm lucky to have my girl still in Houston, so that's kind of cool. That Christian and I went and did a tasting on Wednesday. I think it was Wednesday in Conroe for the wedding because I had to sign the
Oh yeah.
contract so I don't lose these guys.
Who
That was
are they?
interesting. I don't know, like 3-star, 4-star catering or something star
They're
catering.
good?
All-Star Catering.
All-star catering, yeah. They were nice people. They're nice people. Do you know they're doing 178? This is Conroe, right? 178 weddings this year.
Jeez. I'm
Right?
not surprised. A lot of people
Fuck.
go to, like, I'd be surprised, or I was surprised when I found out the amount of people who get married in Conroe.
Yeah, and they're doing 30 parties this week, so
Yeah.
they got something going on.
I think the fastest growing part of the country, Conroe.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Something like that. It was like
Well.
the 3rd or maybe the 8th fastest growing city in the U.S. like in 2018. I think is what it was.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I know they're blowing that up because of what's your place called? Not Enron. Exxon.
Oh, Exxon.
Exxon,
yeah.
because they're a big part of that. That's their headquarters, right?
No, it's Spring. It's like the Woodland Spring area, but
Hmm.
it's all like within 10 minutes of each other.
Hmm.
So.
Yeah, so we went out there and did that, and yeah, that was interesting.
Yeah.
Expensive as shit, brother.
Why?
Just the whole experience is
So
expensive. It's ridiculous.
Why don't you call him some favors? That's what Christian would have done.
Exactly.
No, but I would have loved to have it at our place of work, but apparently that they didn't want to have it there.
That's what Zeev does, or did. Remember that? He had
Yeah.
a little rabbi come in there and do a wedding,
Yep.
and then we went to the Grand Duca,
What's his name? What's his name? Eric didn't. No, Eric didn't do that one.
Oh, Eric did a wedding though.
Yeah, he
did. There was supposed to be a wedding at the club. And
What's your nickname for him?
a minister didn't show up.
I don't remember.
Yes, you do.
Fatty Boom Bats. Is that what you used to call him? You used to call him Fatty Boom Bats or Fat Eric or
I don't remember.
Big Baby.
Big baby.
Big baby. There you go. There you go.
Big
Big baby.
baby.
Yeah.
But he looked like
That's
a
the
baby.
one.
Like he was just like completely big and
He's a huge
chubby and
baby.
hairless. You know.
He is the biggest man I've ever seen. Ever.
Yeah.
I mean, he literally took up the whole door.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember once. Back then things were a little more, how should we say?
Jacked up.
Well, yeah, a little more libertine. And so, if we wanted a beverage or something, we would just go and help ourselves.
Right.
It was part of the business.
Right.
But, yeah, once Mohofo, Monsterville Horton, he left a couple of bottles of P.O. Cesare in our... and so Eric, he was going to have a date night or whatever. He wanted to grab a bottle of wine. So he just goes and grabs a bottle of Barbaresco and puts it in his pocket. And it looked like...
He had a pen in there.
Yeah, it was like this. He just dropped it in his pocket. And for me, like for the rest of the day, I was like trying to stick bottles of wine because my suit was like, it was like really trim, like slim. Like it was, even the pockets were smaller than my jeans, right? And so I couldn't fit anything in there. Like if I tried to sneak out with a cigar or something, someone would be like,
This dude was simply the biggest man I've ever seen in my life. And then one day that we were in a meeting, and the two of you were sitting next to each other, right? And I came in from down the hall. I'm like, holy shit, who's that sitting next to Eric? It looked like a little boy. It looked like somebody who was 8 years old. And I turned around and looked at it, was Christian. I mean, this guy was like this big. He was all of 625, right? 625 pounds.
No, not that much.
Must have been.
500. Probably 500.
I mean,
but
Still a lot.
On each scale, 1 foot on each scale. But anyway.
yeah, this dude, I shared an office with the office across. I used to share the office with him.
God.
He's unbelievable. But I could.
He went through a couple chairs.
yeah,
Yeah.
and the carpet too was all shredded. It was just shredded. Like he would just go back and forth, and he'd be like, "This chair is not working anymore." Yeah, just like that.
Meanwhile, the casters are they couldn't hold me. They
Melting.
couldn't hold me.
Melting.
They were bent to the ground. Oh my god,
Poor guy.
Yeah, it's funny because like
it's
'cause then-
mean, but
Because then Christian would found like there's another big guy walked in the club once, and Christian was like, "Hey, I just found you a boyfriend. Look at him. He's like just as big as you are." And then Eric's like, all my boys are hot." Just like that. It's like, wow, this guy's he had really high standards, and he lived up to them. Gotta give him credit. I mean, once we went to we had a business trip in Atlanta together, and we were sitting there by the Olympic Park. Where the Olympics were and the bombing and all that. And there was like a German beer house or something like that. And Eric ordered us like liters of beer. And for me, I was like drinking it like this, like a liter. Like imagine a 2-liter Coke. This is like a liter of. Imagine drinking
Holy
a liter
shit.
of milk or something. But for him, he was just drinking it like this, like, And then he was like,
You needed 2 hands.
yeah. And then of course eventually I like finished the beer, and this was at the height of my my drinking too, and I just barely could drink it, and then he was like, we'll have another, and then I said, you know what, do you have like a 12-ounce one? And then Eric was like, are you gonna be the girl today? I was like, jeez, all right, give me another liter. And so they bring me another liter, and we're supposed to go to dinner afterwards, and it was all I could do, and then finally got through half of it, and he's like, and I started to drift. There's some people from like Houston Country Club that were chatting with us, and I just like couldn't handle it. I was like about to pass out, and he's like, I'm losing you, Aaron. We gotta go. So then we go to this like Fireside Grill or some famous restaurant in Atlanta, and we just had like the tasting menu, and I mean we had a blast. And then then, of course we did the wine pairings with it, and I can't even remember, we were there on a certain mission. Zeev sent us on a mission. That's what it was, because he was sort of there and in charge and running things. The fresh blood that place needed.
Zeev, yeah.
Yeah, Zeev. He's a Cornell guy. It's like in the world of hotel and restaurant management, Cornell is like the center of the world. So he comes along and sends us on these little boondoggles, and we get
Of course, this is the guy who has a rubber Gumby tattoo.
Zeev?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Did you know that?
I didn't know that. No, I
He
didn't
liked
know that.
he liked the piercings and the tattoos and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, he had a.
Doesn't surprise me.
Didn't he have a nose ring and a? And a
Nipple rings.
Nipple ring.
Mm-hmm.
But he had a rubber gumby.
I've worked with a lot of people with nipple rings. Like, if I think about it, it's like I never thought I'd meet a man with nipple rings. And it's like I've worked with several nipple ringed employees.
Well, it's supposed to be pleasurable. And that's why you do it, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
in our next episode, he's like,
We should do it, man.
I mean, we could do it for the new year. Maybe the new year episode to start out 2020.
yeah. I didn't know that until I just saw that episode of Oprah with Janet Jackson was one of the guests about 20 years ago. I saw that show, and she was explaining to Oprah, the nipple rings are supposed to be.
Oh, she had the
pleasurable
star thing, right? The star. What do you call those things? The star nipple cover.
thing. Oh no, that was just for the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Oh, the pasties.
Yeah. That was,
No, it wasn't a pasty. It was a star thing that she glued over her breast. I think it was something to.
Those are,
I think that's what that's called.
yeah,
Well-
they're pasties.
What they said.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, but it wasn't just a film. It was like a metal piece of jewelry
Oh.
Ooh.
that went over the nipple.
yeah.
Yeah. So anyway,
But then Lady Gaga came to town and she just played it straight. She just sang a couple songs, played the piano, flew in from the sky, and that's it.
Yeah.
She didn't mess around. She did solo, right? She didn't have like Justin Timberlake dancing with her or anything.
And then
didn't
what-
take any chances.
and then what's his name laid an egg last year.
Who was last year?
Adam Levine.
Oh yeah, the guy that looks like Zeev.
That was terrible.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's like Zeev's clone.
Zeev was he was a character. And he married that girl who used to work for me.
Yeah,
Yeah, perfect
Yeah.
couple. Anyway, Zeev's a good guy.
all worked out. They had a nice cat.
Do you guys have piercings?
No.
No.
Well, I have me in my ears, but
Yeah.
I had a
That's what
belly
he was
button
talking
piercing.
about.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's what he was
You
asking.
just got rid of it?
Yeah, I took it out. I
but
don't
it's
know
still
why.
there though.
Yeah, I mean the hole is still there.
Still,
I
you-
think
I
there
could
was
probably
a,
still
there-
put it in.
There was a
but-
span of about 20 years where every girl had a belly piercing. I mean,
I just never wanted to get one because
I didn't like the
Didn't
ones
they- don't they,
that
like-
dangled.
twist it in.
Huh? No.
Oh, okay.
And then
I don't
mine,
know.
they didn't even use a clamp. He was like a freehand piercer.
You used
so
a
he-
potato?
yeah.
Oh.
No,
Like
they
a fish
usually
hook.
put like a clamp on you,
Oh, jeez.
and they say that it hurts. So when I went, I'm like, "Are you gonna use the clamp?" And he's like, "No, I'm a freehand piercer." So he just kind of put it there.
Just like you're
Freehand.
fishing.
Yeah.
Jay? No piercings? Come on, bro. Tell the truth. No? All right. No hidden piercing. All right. Well, that's something to think about for 2020. So,
A new decade.
yeah. Any
Yeah.
any goals or plans, Aaron? Anything that you got for 2020? I'll take one of those muffins.
Yeah,
Are
2020. I got to do something. I got to make something of myself,
Yeah.
Enough fooling
Enough
around.
gallivanting around.
Yeah, I mean it's fun being young and fancy free, but at some point you gotta.
Get your shit together.
Yeah, you really do.
Oh,
Make
how old are
something
you?
happen.
31 now?
32.
Being a teacher is admirable. It's very admirable thing to do.
I mean, it can be, but
So what are you thinking? What do
Do
you
you
want to
like kids?
oh yeah, I mean kids are great. I mean I have especially I have some that you start talking to. Especially for me, I have a pretty good memory, so I remember what it was like being in high school, and I can kind of see like, oh, this kid reminds me of so and so that I knew, and I could see like. And then the kids that remind me most of me are the ones that I can't stand sometimes. the ones that I see myself in. And then sometimes I'll like see a student who's doing all her work, and I think, yeah, that's how I was back in. No, it wasn't. I have to remind myself like I wasn't like that. I could have never learned.
conversation, you talk back and forth to yourself like that? Like,
Oh,
it was.
yeah.
No, it wasn't. Yeah, it was.
Yeah, I mean, I try to use as little brain power on my actual job as possible, and focus most of it on the inner workings of my mind. So, but I am taking a online course. I think it's free. It's called Optimal Work. You can just Google Optimal Work, and it's supposed to maximize your work potential. There's a psychologist at Harvard, because I went to my brother's graduation at Boston University, and all his roommates, like my brother was living in Harvard Square, and all his roommates were working at Harvard, and so one guy was a professor there, and he just told me about this thing that he was doing, Optimal Work. And basically the goal is that you know how you can get yourself in a state of flow? Like, so say for example, we have to get this menu written, drink, wine and pairings and everything, and we have 30 minutes to do it. We just have to. Like, somebody dropped the ball and we have to get it done.
Yeah, I know-
100%
I know
of your
exactly
focus.
what you're talking about,
Yeah, exactly. But when that happens, it's like something that would have taken you 2 hours to do, you can get it done in 30 minutes when you force yourself to do it. Like your entire brain works on it, and
you
time
lock the
just flies
door.
by.
Yeah.
And then you look at the clock, and it's like that working in restaurants in general. I mean, it's like 3 o'clock, 3:30. You blink, and then it's midnight.
Yeah.
You know that just happens. But the trick is being able to turn that on and off, because right now, say I have a project, I have something to do, right? I have to make some semester exams. So I go home and I say, okay, I'm going to sit down and make some semester exams. I have all day to do it, and I have tomorrow. The more time you have, the longer it's going to take you to do it. But if you have this attitude, this has to get done within an hour, you can turn that on. It takes some, you know, you have to meditate, and you have to get your mind in that certain mindset where you can force yourself to think that you only have an hour to do something. So if I go home and it's like 2 o'clock and say, look, I have to get this done by 3 o'clock.
Gotcha.
That's the deadline. And then you get it done, which is really hard to do, because normally then it's like, you know, I wonder who the Texans are playing tomorrow. Yeah, I don't even care about football, but I'll spend like 20 minutes looking at that. And I'll
Titans, by the way.
Yeah, Titans. We're gonna play Titans. I think what 3 weeks, two times in
Two times, yeah.
for the division.
I feel I
So-
work better under pressure, like under.
Me too.
Yeah,
Right.
so that
But the key is knowing that you can turn it on and off. So
Yeah.
just because you're not under pressure right now doesn't mean you can't. You can make yourself think that
Yeah.
and get the stuff done. Because like working with Christian, oftentimes we'd have a thing come up, like an email maybe from you that, hey, we need wines for this thing, and Christian, oh, the event's not for another 2 weeks. And then I'd say, well, let's just get it done. Let's just no, it's for 2 weeks. Let's just not. And then 13 days later, we look at it and we say, oh shit, this has got to get done, and we just get it done like instantly.
Yeah.
Whereas we could have done
And
that.
it'd be great product.
Right, it'd be a great product.
Yeah.
But the thing is, we could. You can convince. You can trick your brain into
Yeah.
thinking you're under pressure at any time.
you put the
know?
brain fuck switch on.
Yeah.
And then,
I did
Which
that
is
in college.
which is hard to do.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, all my best assignments were done like the night before.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, always been my nature.
right. But the whole point of optimal work is that
Get it done when you need to.
is you get it done. You get it done early, but you convince the way you do it is you
Yeah.
convince yourself like I have to get this done within an hour.
Yeah.
And,
Jay,
and
you
get it
listening
done.
to this? You listening
Yeah,
to
yeah.
that?
I'm getting it all in.
Which is really really hard to do. But you do get your best work done at that point, and the reason you get your best work done is because your brain is 100%
100%
focused on
yeah.
that one thing.
Yeah.
Because you feel like, hey, if I don't get this done, like the world is gonna end. Because our brains were designed, for living in the jungles and stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
So your brain doesn't know the difference between a jaguar's coming to attack you, and Chef is coming downstairs to see where that the wine pairings are, right? Your brain just thinks it's the same thing. So that's why you get into like a panic mode type thing, and you get it done. And so somebody who might not be able to climb a tree, when that wildcat's after him, finds a way to get up that tree. And then of course wildcats can climb trees too, so you're kind of screwed at that point. But you get the point.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
that was a lot to take in.
Yeah, I mean,
Lots of good information.
I want people to leave this podcast
Absolutely.
having
Enriched.
taken something like, I've got some action items now. I'm going to learn how to work optimally and not waste my time as much, because in a way it's so easy to say, oh, let's just screw around for 7 hours, and then in that last hour just have a solid hour of work and get everything done, which we used to do all the time. I know I do.
By the way, how's the comedy coming?
The comedy, yeah.
Did you start your
It's a
material?
lot. Well, the thing is, yeah, I did, but a lot of the material I have are things that are like inside jokes with my friends, which I realize that's not really the kind of stuff. Like, how do you go from, for example, I had a friend who I had to speak at his wedding. I was the best man, and I had to give a speech, and I had just a bunch of jokes, and
Only you and him got it.
no, I mean everybody
Oh.
in the room got it, right? Like they got the joke, I can't even remember now. I made some jokes about how, because he was into bodybuilding, and he looked up to Arnold Schwarzenegger, and then he went and he got this girl pregnant, and he had to marry her, and so I made some joke about how because now you look at him, now you look at this guy, and he's like, you can't tell he was ever a bodybuilder. He's like so fat, and so I was like, man, now the only thing you have in common with Arnold Schwarzenegger is a bastard son, and like the crowd went wild. It was just that kind of stuff,
Oh shit!
but I don't know if that kind of joke would work if I did it on a stage. Like would people buy, like, maybe if I set up the story
I
first.
think
Yeah, if you set
I think
up
if
the
you did a
story,
story,
it would
then yeah. But you really said that at the wedding.
Yeah, well, that might have been one of the things that I left out, but I said a lot. I said a lot of stuff like just about basically all the jokes were having to do with like, hey, you got her pregnant, now you have to marry her. Those were all the jokes. Like, hey, you guys are all happy and smiling, but we all know the truth, which is that you screwed up, you know, and now you're doing the right thing.
Did she hate you afterwards, or?
No, she was very classy about it. Like, she gave me a high five, but then apparently they still, to this day, anytime my name comes up, you know,
No, we're not inviting him. No.
I don't really appreciate that. But that was, you know, I was kind of working the crowd a little bit and got people. I was hoping somebody would, because somebody was recording.
You did some crowd work, right?
Yeah, like I was, you know, where were we in Cyprus or Spring or something? And they said, you know, all right, who here is from Spring? And I was expecting everyone to be like, woo! But no, nobody. But everyone was quiet. And so then I was like, oh man, I'm losing them. And so then I was like, all right. Who's here is from the greater Houston area? And then everybody went wild. And I was like, all right, good. So now I know, you know, next time don't, you know, pick a larger metropolis where everybody can represent that.
So are you doing any more weddings anytime soon, or?
More weddings. Well, after that, I mean, so I did graduate and become a minister for weddings. I was doing that for a while, which is, I kind of like the best man thing, but the minister thing is good as well because.
Now, do you put the jokes in there too?
I can. I mean, you know, I did a wedding in Round Top a few years ago.
For a friend or a client?
No, this was just I guess word got around, and a friend of a friend was like, "Hey, this guy's getting married."
Do you have a website? I'll marry your ass. Or something like that. Yeah.
Well, I was thinking of, you know, I was looking at your website and thinking I could do something like that, you know, like cooks,
Speaks,
marries,
right?
yeah, you know, like something like that. I don't know.
Cooks, marries, teaches,
podcasts, broadcasts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the way to go, because when you have an individual skill by itself, it might not mean anything, but when you have three things in a row like that, it's like, hey, there are lots of chefs out there, lots of writers, but how many chefs can actually write? You know, and speak. You know, and you know what I mean, and speak too. You know, you can't forget that.
Know how to speak.
Yeah. So that it's like, okay, I can be a minister, and then I can. You know, except that particular wedding, I mean, it was in the middle of nowhere, but it was beautiful. It was outside in the hill country, but the guy, you could tell he was kind of nervous. He didn't really want to do it. So this was like 5 years ago. So he just started, you know, cracking open drinks and just sitting there drinking while his bride to be was hanging out. And I said, look, man, if you want me to do a decent job, I can't be drinking, you know. And he said, don't worry about it. So we just sat there and went through a few packs of Stella Artois. And he had some Canis or whatever, and we were just drinking that. And then by the time we got to the actual wedding, I just basically slopped through it, you know? But they were okay with it. I would just lose my train of thought and then just jump back into a different part of the wedding.
Yeah.
So I'd be talking about, you know, to love and to hold and to hold and to, you know, and then like a minute later, I'm like, and you know, here we are before the Lord, you know, whatever, right? And on this day, would thee be wed or whatever? You know, I'm just just rambling on and on.
You guys got the idea.
Yeah. And then at some point they exchanged
You can
rings.
kiss her now. You want to kiss her or now later or what? Yeah.
And then they took us to this. They had this little honky tonk in town that we went to. And so as soon as I walk, and the guy's like, as I'm walking in the bar, he's like, "Hey, you're not paying for anything tonight." I'm like, "Of course I'm not paying for it. I'm the freaking minister. Like, I'm not paying." Yeah, I'm gonna go and reach for my wallet. Here we go. So I go up to the bar and I order. I was like, "Hey, maybe they have like a nice bucket with champagne or something." They didn't have that, but they had.
Did you wear a
Boddingtons.
collar? Do you have a collar? No.
Oh, a little clear. No. That would just be blasphemous.
Yeah. Okay.
No. I just wear a suit. But I just got like a nice little bucket of ice with these Boddingtons. You know, because I like the Boddingtons. They got a little widget in them. They're like very creamy. And so I just got a whole bottle and I put it on the table. I'm like, Boddingtons for everybody. And they're like, we're not drinking that shit. So then they all go and get like their white Zinfandels or whatever. And then next thing you know, I'm just like, everyone's dancing, you know, like, heel toe dose. And I'm just like passed out. I just couldn't stay awake. I mean, it was
Aaron's
exhausting.
He's working on some material for the next stand-up. Yeah.
No, he's got a lot of stories.
Yeah, it's just harder.
I've heard a lot of these stories, and they make me laugh the same every time. I just do, because I know it's coming. But he always tells the story like the same exact way, which is good. That's a good sign.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, if you could deliver the same story to the same person multiple times and it's
That
funny
could be
every time.
another tab on your website. comedian.
Yeah.
Comedian.
Yeah.
That's what.
And maybe even rabbi,
like
just
the-
to offer a different thing, you know.
A rabbi, yeah.
Yeah.
Because nowadays, I mean, it used to be like, especially nowadays that the Jews are very what do I say, like liberal. So they would see like a darker rabbi, and they'd be like, oh, look how
Traditional.
progressive we are. Like we got this guy doing it. Yeah.
Yeah,
That could really be.
I hear it doesn't pay well, but anyway. So, hey, well, listen, we're coming up against it here, and I thought for the end of the year and Christmas time, well, we should end with some drunk Christmas Santas. What do you think? Should we watch some of those?
Where do we get that?
Well, it was on that screen the whole damn time up until I just said that, and then it goes down.
Oh, there it is.
There
All
it
right,
is.
it's back.
All right, Monica, play this one here. Let's see what we got
Christmas,
here.
huh? This I've
These are
got to
always
see.
good.
Watch this now.
Romeo 4,
What, he starts throwing gifts
Oh my God.
out the window.
code 2, driving erratically on Nicholas Street.
And they're big gifts, too. I mean, how did he get them out the window?
Coming to a stop.
So he's like throwing out the marijuana or something, but...
Oh yeah, they drive on that side.
Step out of the vehicle, please, sir. Step out of the vehicle, please. In the party.
Working. I'll tell you what I'll do.
Can you touch your nose, please?
No, I'll tell you what I'll get you a present.
Oh, no, I don't want to see any
You
presents.
seem like-
I don't want to see any presents.
Really nice boy.
I don't want to see. No,
Live. Oh, it's
Sorry
not
to manhandle you.
not
That's
enough. I can touch your nose.
No.
Oh, I'm in a mood.
It's
I
Christmas
tell
time, I
you.
know, but come on, we don't.
It's my time of the year. 1, 2, 3,
Oh, this is good.
4. Santa needs to relieve himself. All those boys and girls.
Oh, no. All right, you can stop that one.
Oh man,
Mince pies for all
Yeah, there's play the first one. It's only like 3 seconds, but
Oh man.
this one's my favorite. We played this one last year.
And I like how
Watch
nice
this
the
here.
cops are.
Boom.
Oh my God.
Oof. He's out.
Jeez.
It's good, huh? Boom. All right, what's the next one? Now?
So he's like dead now.
This one gets out of hand. Look at these guys. Up against this guy's car.
This poor Toyota is like, yo, this is awesome.
Santa Con.
Oh, he got kicked in the head.
I think it's Santa. So why does Santa's getting fight like that anyway?
SantaCon.
I think I got one more.
SantaCon NYC. That's where we gotta be.
Oh, there is such a thing, right? They're all dressed up like Santas.
Get Pat.
Yeah, we've all been there.
Oh shit. Oh, fuck.
You know how this is gonna end, right? I think he's going in between the cones. I don't understand what this guy was doing.
getting it.
He's like helping him back on the bike,
YouTube, man.
right? Really? You gonna do that?
His police is trying to help him back on the bike.
Get over here. There's a fuck.
Anyway, that's enough of that. Anyway, I just want to wish all you guys a happy holiday, and I appreciate everything you do and coming in here and having fun and taking time out of your Saturday mornings, and appreciate you for and wish y'all a good 2020. I don't know when y'all having your Christmas, but whenever you do, I hope you have a good time. Whenever you figure it out, and eat some good food and spend time with family, right?
That's what it's all about, you know.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
anyway. Well, listen, as far as our listeners are concerned as well, I need to thank the sponsors because I kind of blew right over that today. So, Jay, if you can help me real quick with that, and I throw you for a loop on But yeah, Scoffia School of Culinary Arts. They are really super cool for us. And if you want an online education, you can go online to the Scoffia School of Culinary Arts, and no matter where you are in the country, you can get a great education in hospitality, and that's the way to do it. And they have a great program there for you. So we thank them for trusting us with the show. And our listeners, I want you to have a great holiday and a happy new year. This is our last episode for 2019. We look forward to some really cool things coming in 2020. We have 2 more comedians that are interested in coming in, so we're going to bring them in and play with them on the Unplugged and have some fun with them. And we're working real hard on getting some amazing guests on the Gourmet Club Live show. So we have some really cool chefs and people in the industry coming in, and Monica is working really hard on lining all those up. So we appreciate that. So make sure you go to, this is the Unplugged, so make sure you go to our other show, the Recipe Podcast, the Gourmet Club Live. No, it's a Recipe Podcast, Celebrity Secrets. Go to that one.
GourmetClub.com.
No, we don't have that. No.
Oh,
It's the Recipe Celebrity Secrets. Go download that one as well. So thank you so much for listening to the show. We hope you have a great holiday and have a great 2020. See you next time. That was all over the map. Well, I did have a small...
Thanks, Chef.
There's supposed to be a real certificate, but it never came in the mail, so
Okay.
that's a temp.